stick just changed around here, buddy. You're looking at it.
You are now listening to the Outsiders Podcast, the most exciting and hard-hitting show on the net. And now, bringing it hard as always, here are your hosts, Clint Sawyer and Noah Groniger.
And welcome everyone to the Outsiders Podcast. We are previewing Chiefs and Bengals. Where would you rather be than right here and right now, Noah?
Probably in New England, watching a Patriots-Colts. That might be a little bit more exciting.
Good call on that. How about the renewing of that rivalry with the future versus the past?
I don't know if they're ready yet, but maybe in a few years they'll be ready to challenge Tom Brady and Bill Belichick.
Yeah, I love what the Colts are doing. I love Andrew Luck. I think he is the most polished NFL player as a rookie that we've seen in some time. But yeah, they may not be ready, but they will be sooner than the Chiefs will, I can tell you that.
That's for sure.
It'll be interesting to see. I mean, Tom Brady and the Patriots, they've been living kind of dangerously. But I think they'll win the game, and I think that it'll catapult. I think the Colts will be ready. I think they're going to be, probably an 8-8, 9-7 type team. Maybe not quite a playoff team yet, but you know what? When you're coming off a season like they had, which is horrible, and just, firing the whole front office, the Colts are definitely trending upwards with that quarterback.
I wish we could have got Andrew Luck or even RG3.
Nope. Our fans are content to win 3 or 4 games and keep cheering for wins, and let's not get a quarterback. Hey, let's do that again. Let's beat Cincinnati. Let's beat the Browns. Let's beat Denver twice, and let's have 5 wins, and let's not get our quarterback. How about that?
Well, even Mel Kiper said there's not even a quarterback you can take at number 1 this year. So
Chiefs fans are going to eat that up.
Yep.
Start cheering for wins, baby. Got to get to 3-13. Go Chiefs.
Want Manti Te'o. I'd love him too, but we need that franchise quarterback worse than anything right now.
Worse than anything on this earth, actually. So we're going to be previewing this game, and we're going to be bringing in ex-Bengals corner. Corey Sawyer is going to come in and help us break it down from the Bengals' point of view. Cincinnati's a team started off, I think, really well, and I thought we're going to maybe compete, maybe even for that division, because they do that every now and again out of the blue. The wheels will come off just a little bit, and I think it comes down to the fact that they're just not running the ball. Cedric Benson's gone. I don't like Benjarvis Green-Ellis, a guy coming in from New England, maybe not getting it done on the ground.
Yeah, he's not a full-time back. He's kind of nice in that Patriots offense where they run every other, maybe third play. But full-time back, carrying the load 30 times a game, I don't like him. I mean, he doesn't fumble, so that's good, but he just can't get you consistent yards per carry.
I like the Bengals' defense. Initially, they were playing well, but in this division, it's the quote-unquote maybe black and blue division of football. It's going to be hard. I mean, they've won the division recently. Andy Dalton came in, had a good year last year, got him to 10-6. But I like Dalton. Dalton to A.J. Green is going to be, for years to come, something we're going to see.
That'll be fun to watch, Brandon Flowers versus A.J. Green. So
a little bit of a mismatch there.
I don't think so. I like how Brandon's played this year.
I think A.J. Green's a mismatch on any corner he's going to go up against. I really do. He's just a freak.
It's going to be a tough matchup, but I don't think it's a mismatch. I mean, if he was gets on Javier Arenas, then that is a ridiculous mismatch and touchdowns all day. But
isn't it coming into your head, though, a little bit that any NFL player versus any Chiefs player is a huge mismatch? Shouldn't that be setting in by now?
No, not with Brandon Flowers. I like how he's played this year.
He's had a good year.
Top corner. I mean, other than the dancing in the end zone, I saw he was there too.
I didn't notice that at first. Yeah, that was fun. Little dance in the end zone. The Chiefs, Romeo Crennel says that won't happen again, which is probably true because the Chiefs will probably never play that well again the rest of the year. So.
Yeah, they'll never even get a touchdown, not even a fake touchdown. They won't get them. So. It's going to be hard to dance.
That was funny because it was obviously a play where the quarterback's arm was 9 miles forward and pick it up, score, start dancing. Noah, I mean, maybe you and I should start doing the Dougie on air. And maybe that would help us out a little bit.
1-8. Show me how to Dougie. Show me how to Dougie.
I'd prefer to wobble. Wobble with me. Wobble with me. Wobble with me. Wobble.
I want to get to the Bengals defense before I wobble because that defense is going to dominate us. Carlos Dunlap's really coming on.
Yeah.
Geno Atkins is maybe the best defensive tackle in the league this year. How do I know? He's on my fantasy team. Yes, we do individual defensive players, and he is killing it. You've got Terrence Newman, who still has a job
veteran,
on Stanford route. Maybe we should have gone the Newman route.
Yeah.
They've got Nate Clements. They've got Leon Hall, Pac-Man Jones, Jason Allen. They are loaded.
How about Vontaze Burfict, a guy that we you and I wanted out of Arizona State.
We wanted maybe in the 3rd round, nope. 4th round, nope. 5th, 6th, 7th, nope. Undrafted to the Bengals, starting there, and what a mistake. We pick Jerome Long in the 6th round, Junior Hemingway in the 7th.
Both cut.
They are not on our roster. I think maybe Junior's keeps flip-flopping on and off our practice squad, but that's about it.
Well, this is just the thing. I mean, the Kansas City Chiefs are a dead, beaten team. I mean, it's done. They're going to be making changes, and I think that's what you're going to be looking at the rest of the year, and that's what we have to look forward to. I mean, you're not looking forward to these games anymore, and if you are, of course, there's a big movement going on. Save our Chiefs. Flying banners. They're going to do the blackout thing tomorrow. People adamantly against it. Some people supporting it. Like, I mean, come on. The division between the fan base, like, to me, the division between the fan base is now simple. It's those who have no clue what they're talking about and me and you.
I think that's pretty much correct. Yes.
Because all this squabbling over, you guys don't know what you're talking about. I mean, you're talking about this. People wanted to support this team, and you know what? We support the team. We're talking about the team right now on a Saturday. We love the Chiefs, okay? As much as you do.
Saturday morning, Clint just got in town.
Yeah.
I only had about 4 hours sleep. We are here talking about the Chiefs. And we love our Chiefs.
So you people that say that we're negative and that we can't be cheering for losses and stuff, I don't want to hear it. You're the people that don't know what you're talking about when it comes to this franchise, that understand that to win, to get better, to win a Super Bowl, you have to get that franchise quarterback. And we're not going to be able to do that with your 3 and 4 wins saying, "Go Chiefs, get the touchdown."
Unfortunately, yes, me and Clint have given up on this season. We are 1-8, even if somehow we won 8 games in our next 7 games and snuck into the playoffs or something. We just get killed by the Patriots. I mean, there's no chance we win a Super Bowl, and we are rooting for the future of this organization by having the number 1 pick in the draft and getting a franchise quarterback, which is what we need, which is what would propel us to consistent winning in the future.
So that's our movement, being a knowledgeable, realistic, logical fan. Try it sometime, Chiefs fans. A lot of you seem to really be caught in this crosshairs of losing and not caring, but yet you're blindly supporting the team and just, you know, I don't know. There's a lot. Since we've been doing this, I've seen a lot of division in the Chiefs fan base. Kind of concerning, just starting from week 1, guys going out to their tailgates at halftime when it's a close game with the Falcons. You guys, you can't come back on us when we're trying to enlighten you on some of this. We're not saying we're right about every single thing, and we love to hear your opinions. Always bring them to us. But we think we're right about this because you got to get this quarterback, you got to get this thing turned around, and you can't do it winning 3 or 4 games saying "Go Chiefs, get the touchdown" blindly. We see so much blind followers, which is better than people hopping off the bandwagon altogether and going to be Patriots fans. I'll give them that.
Yeah, it's better than that, but I mean, you cannot keep rooting for 6, 7 wins, and just that's going to continue this mediocrity. We need to have a bad season. We need to draft our franchise quarterback and get this thing rolling to where we're a consistent contender, consistent winner, and that's what Clint and I want.
Noah and I even heard a Chiefs fan earlier in the year saying that going to a Super Bowl or playing in a Super Bowl, correct me on the quote here, is overrated. It's all about money and marketing and commercials.
Yes,
like,
I believe
really?
I did hear that. Yeah.
Why would we ever want to go to one of those? 7-9? Sign me up! Who needs a Super Bowl? It's all about commercials. Who needs one of those?
Yeah, we just want to go out there, have a great time at our tailgate, hang out with our friends, and
those idiot Patriot fans aren't getting it. Those stupid fans in Pittsburgh aren't getting it. It's about going 7-9, guys. Not winning a Super. You guys want to go play in Super Bowls and be thrust onto this large stage and just ratings and television and money? Go ahead. We're fine at 7-9, never making the playoffs or winning one. Right?
It's about championships for Clint and me, and you guys just aren't on board with that. I mean, I don't understand it. I mean, some people just want to go out, have a good time at Arrowhead, enjoy the atmosphere, enjoy the experience, win or lose. And that's not me. If we lose, I have a horrible time. I want to get home. I want to sulk. I just want to be left alone and just get this thing right to where we're consistently winning one of the top teams like the Patriots or Steelers who actually have it right. They don't have it wrong.
Yeah, exactly. I don't think you could talk those fans out of the fact that their Super Bowls meant something because you know what? It is the ultimate prize in sports on the grandest of stages. It is WrestleMania. It is the World Series, it is the NBA Finals, all wrapped up into one. It is a holiday celebrated in America. Get my Chiefs to that game. To heck with everything else. To heck with 7 wins and 6 wins and Jarvis Jones and Manti Te'o. Give me my quarterback, give me a Super Bowl, and I'll be happy for the rest of my life.
Yes,
I promise.
all
I'll
I
never
want
yell
is that
again.
one Super Bowl. I will never yell. I'll just sit in my little dark dungeon watching that game over and over and over again.
Well, we're going to see what our man Corey Sawyer thinks of this game. We're going to go ahead and bring him on. I believe he's down in the Florida area, so he's luckier than us. Okay, and we are continuing to break down Chiefs and Bengals, and we're joined right now by a very special guest, ex-Bengal Corey Sawyer, played his first 5 seasons there in Cincinnati. Corey, welcome to the show, and how in the world are you doing, my man?
Thank you guys for having me. I'm doing well. Down here in Orlando, being a dad and being a husband and taking care of the family.
Well, hey, sounds good. You're down in Florida. You're definitely doing better than us here in Kansas City, although it's had a nice little bit of weather this weekend. But let's talk about your Cincinnati Bengals, a team that you played for your first 5 seasons. Of course, you were a 4th-round pick out of Florida State. Now, Cincinnati coming in started out very hot. Andy Dalton looking very good. A.J. Green still a stud, but it maybe hasn't gone quite as good as they thought. 3-5 right now. But I'll tell you what, the best recipe for success is coming in and playing the Chiefs. That should definitely provide a win for your Bengals.
Yeah, this should. Chiefs are struggling. They have a young football team. Bengals, I felt that they should be 5-3 right now. But in the NFL, every game is always a tough game. Whatever the record is, you just got to go out and play. You have a lot of athletes that they can make plays, but I think the Bengals will probably win one this week.
Yeah, and talk about just what an importance it's made for the Bengals. They brought in Andy Dalton last year, was a very, very good success. I mean, they got rid of Carson Palmer a couple years ago. Do you think Andy Dalton is going to be the guy that takes this franchise into the next level?
Well, I think he could. They have a very good offense, high-powered offense. They can score on the board. I think looking at them from afar, it's a very tough division, and I think that division is all about defense. You look at the Ravens and the Pittsburgh Steelers; they create havoc on a defense and create situations that often is very difficult to score. So I think if they focus a little bit more on the defensive side, Andy Dalton and Green they're gonna score points.
And talk about the emergence of A.J. Green. This is a guy, they said that it was going to be a Megatron, Calvin Johnson type player, but in fact, in year 2, A.J. Green has had a better year even than Calvin Johnson. So just talk about the emergence of A.J. Green and what it's like, as a former corner yourself, trying to cover a guy with that freakish, athleticism.
I tell you, it's difficult because he can go up and get the football. He's very aggressive. He has speed. So when you combine all of that in a receiver, it's very difficult to really pick and choose what to take away. Because if you take one away, he can beat you with the deep ball, beat you catching slants, curls, great tackles, and make big things happen. So that's pretty good. I mean, we had a guy like that in Carl Pickens, probably not as fast, but short hands. But you could take the deep ball away from Carl and just make the tackle. But with Green, I mean, he's a big play caliber receiver.
How do you see this game playing out on Sunday? Do you see a big win for Cincinnati, or do you think the Chiefs can keep it close?
Well, it's difficult to choose right now because you just don't know what the Bengals are going to give you. They're going to give you that high-powered, scoring points and play some tough no defense, or just play down to what the record shows, 3-5. So hopefully they can come in Kansas City. Hopefully the weather can be good, not as nasty as it was in last game, and get a win.
It's going to be real nice here in Kansas City. Going to be a great day out at Arrowhead. Now, talking about the Kansas City Chiefs, the team we cover here in Kansas City, it has been an unbelievably rough sled, starting 1-8. Romeo Crennel, Scott Pioli, just failures all over the place. I want to ask you about last Monday night. Of course, Chiefs took the Pittsburgh Steelers to the wire, but by chance, did you see the unbelievable Chiefs group dancing that was unfolding during that game, and how ridiculous was that?
Actually, I did not see that part of it. I went to bed pretty early. Once Roethlisberger got out, the game wasn't as interesting towards the fourth quarter. And I thought, once I turned it on ESPN the next day, I mean, they made it a very, very tough game. But I thought that the Chiefs would win that game because of Roethlisberger being out.
As yourself, as a former defensive player, would you find yourself out there involved in group dancing if your team was 1-7 and just looking horrible? Because I mean, the Chiefs just kind of made themselves look ridiculous with this choreographed dance routine. They were doing the Dougie out there or something. Would you have found yourself doing that with your teammates with a 1-7 record?
No, absolutely no. I'll tell you what. Give you a story. Once I left Florida State in 1994 and got to the Bengals, and we ended up, I think, 1-8, 0-8, and won our first game with 1-8. And, guys going out partying and having a good time. I was pretty upset because, Florida State has a legacy of winning. And even though you're getting paid to play football, you're getting paid to win and paid to, put on a good performance. Being 1-8, there's no time to be dancing and high-fiving and doing all it. You have to take it as business, and you win one, and then you try to win the next one and go on, and try to have a successful season. But 1-8, there's no room for dancing, in my opinion.
Getting back to the game on Sunday, how have you seen Benjarvis Green-Ellis carry the load in the running game? Last year, Cedric Benson had a very good year. They decided to part ways, go with Benjarvis Green-Ellis, the law firm, and I don't think their running game has been as strong this year.
Well, I think they went away from the running game and focused it on the pass. If you can solidify the running game, it would open up a lot more big plays for Green, would open up a lot more passing lanes for Dalton, and I think you would be able to, win football games. But being one-dimensional, throwing the football a lot and not depending on your running game, it hurts football teams. And you look at the Braves and the Peyton Mannings and stuff like that, the running game is more important than throwing football 30, 40 times a game.
I know you never played for Marvin Lewis. He came in a couple of years after you left Cincinnati, but talk about how he is able to have been a staple there in Cincinnati. And there's many times where it was rumored he may be fired, but he keeps hanging on, keeps getting teams out there that are competitive. I mean, what is your opinion of Marvin Lewis, and how has he been able to stay the course there in Cincy?
Well, he has a good track record. You look at before he was a head coach for Cincinnati, he always had a good track record. That's number one. Number two, he keeps his teams together. And even though you're losing, it's discipline, it's hard work, staying the course, and moving forward to try to win football games. Although they haven't been as successful as they would like, but you notice you don't have the guys getting in trouble left and right. You don't have, the commissioner jumping on everybody's butt down in Cincinnati. You keep the union together, and you just try to go out and win football games each week.
I wanted to get your thoughts and viewpoints on this Kansas City Chiefs mess. I mean, what have you heard? What have you seen? And what are your thoughts on what is going wrong here in Kansas City?
I really don't know what's going on with Kansas City because I'm here in Florida and we don't get a chance to watch Kansas City as much. But I can honestly tell you, it's very disappointing in the fans' view because when they got all those rookies, Arenas and your running back Charles, they had a very good football team with a lot of young guys that I think there was a rookie year stood out and did some very good, did some things on the football field. But after that, it seems like, it's second year slump, third year slump. It seems like they haven't turned that corner to be successful as a team. And it's very difficult when you rely on so many young players. They don't have a lot of veterans there that can, put those rookies under their arm or the younger guys and say, this is how we do it. I think they're feeding off all the rookies or the younger kids, and they just don't have a blueprint for success because they haven't been, winning since they got in football in the NFL.
Corey, give us a little update. Here in Kansas City, Cincinnati's been kind of a franchise that's been up and down. Of course, made it some Super Bowls in the 80s. Tell us a little bit about, your time playing in Cincinnati and really what the fans are like out there, because it's a fan base that, we don't really get to interact a lot with. And but they've stayed the course. They are supportive. Obviously, give us a little bit of that and how your time was there and how the fans are there in Cincy.
I tell you what, I say this all the time. The fans had to be one of the best fans in football. And I'm explaining to you why. Every year, we always had hope for turning this thing around, turning the corner, and every year we would go 3-13, 8-8, 3-13, 7-9. We always would not find a way to have a successful season. But I tell you, opening day, the fans were there, if not sellout game, close to being sold out. They just stayed the course. They believed in the Bengals. And, I've never seen any type of fans with, not a good franchise over the years support their team as much as they do.
Which is very important, and we're definitely glad to welcome all the Bengals fans that make the trip tomorrow to Arrowhead. Going to be a great game. Corey, before we let you go, we got to introduce our segment, which is Outside the Huddle, and we're going to fire 3 quick questions at you, and you just give us the first thing that comes to mind, okay?
Fair enough.
All right. Who is the best receiver you went up against in your time in the NFL?
Jerry Rice.
Hey, can't go wrong there. I guess that's an easier one than I thought. That's Jerry Rice. Absolutely.
I'm going to tell you why. He had Joe Montana, been together for so long, they knew each other in and out. Then Joe Montana go to Kansas City, and then you bring in Steve Young. Then a backup with Joe Montana, new system, new Jerry Rice, and they just have something special that if you take one thing away with the eye movement or with the eye signal, Jerry Rice know that football is going in the opposite direction than where the defensive back is going to be.
Oh, absolutely. Question 2. Best school in the state of Florida: Florida State, Miami, or UF, Florida Gators?
Oh, well, you don't go to my backyard, right? Florida State Seminoles.
Absolutely. Hey, I knew I'd get you on that one. Who makes the Super Bowl this year, Corey, and who wins it?
Super Bowl winners this year. I'm looking towards San Francisco. I mean, they have a very good football team, very good coach, solid on offense, solid on defense, special teams are solid. So I think my guess would be San Francisco 49ers this year.
Hey, Corey, I love it. Great stuff today, man. I know your time's short today, and you got a tight schedule, and you're heading out on the road, I believe. So, hey, can't thank you enough for joining us today. Let's catch up again down the road and talk some football. You're the man. We really appreciate it, my man.
Thank you guys for having me, and give me a call anytime.
All right, take care, Corey. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, guys. You take care.
And great stuff from Corey Sawyer. Thanks so much for joining us today, talking about this game. And he seems to think that Cincinnati's got this one in the bag, and I agree with him.
What? The Bengals have no shot. Just kidding. They are going to destroy us. A.J. Green is going to be scoring touchdowns all day, getting behind our safeties, and I'm sure Ben Jarvis, Green Ellis will get on board, get on track. And Geno Atkins, I remember that name. I think he's going to cause a lot of havoc in our backfield, especially with Lilja and Asamoah probably being out.
Well, Noah, let's go ahead and move on to our topic of the day, which is something we haven't done in a few weeks, which is our Clash of the Co-Host segment, which is going to be us introducing a topic and us pretty much beating each other up over it on air.
Yes, it should
it's
be
entertaining. Like
very entertaining.
It should go viral. It won't, but it'll just be kind of funny. So today, a topic we keep getting brought up as far as quarterbacks available next year, people maybe that aren't on board with taking a Geno Smith, Matt Barkley. Of course, Michael Vick is probably going to be a guy available. Now, the stance in here is that I think this is horrible. You think bringing in Michael Vick wouldn't be a bad idea. I'm going to go ahead and let you go first because I just need to take this in for a minute.
Yes, Michael Vick should be brought into Kansas City. Yes, he hasn't had a very good year. Yes, he's been turning the ball over, but he has the worst offensive line in football. Yes, worse than the Kansas City Chiefs offensive line. The guy is hit before he even gets a chance to scan the field, before he barely gets the ball from center. I mean, the guy is under duress all the time. He's still got a lot left in him. I think he needs to be brought in here. Like Mel Kiper said, these quarterbacks coming out of college aren't ready. They aren't a top number one pick like Andrew Luck, like RG3. They're just not quite ready. Maybe sit him on the bench for maybe half the season, the whole season. Get Michael Vick in here if you can get him at a discount. I doubt he's going to be looking for the $100 million deal he got in Philadelphia. Bring him in here. He can teach the young guys. He can get us on a winning streak, and then maybe we can bring in a Barkley or whoever our quarterback is and go towards the future.
There is no way I would want Michael Vick within hundreds of miles of Arrowhead Stadium, Noah. You have dogs at home. What are you talking about? This is a guy the Eagles gave a chance to. In 2010, he had a pretty good season, got him back on track, but he is woeful. He's injured. He's got concussions that are going to cause him his career probably, to cut it short. He's in his early, he's moving into his 30s now. He's not the electrifying player that he was in Atlanta. This is over. Michael Vick should not come anywhere near here. He would not be nothing but a malcontent here. He's not going to help get our young guys along. You really want a Barkley or Geno Smith learning behind Michael Vick, of all people, a left-handed running quarterback? That's not going to help them at all. Keep Michael Vick away from Arrowhead Stadium. Do not let it happen.
What, you want the guys learning behind Matt Castle and Brady Quinn? They have never been successful in this league.
No, Matt Moore.
Ever. Matt Moore, he hasn't been successful in this league either. He can't teach him anything. Michael Vick has won in places. He's an explosive athlete. He's learned how to play in the pocket more under Andy Reid. Andy Reid is a guru with quarterbacks, but he just has no offensive line. Well, that's the reason he's suffering.
I'd rather have Andy Reid instead of Michael Vick, I'll tell you that much.
Let's take them both.
Well,
relocate. Kansas City. Here we come.
It is a great place to raise a family, guys. We can agree on that.
Yes, Trent Green has stayed here.
Oh, yeah.
Lots of people have stayed
God, I
in
miss
Kansas
Trent
City.
Green.
Yes. How about Trent Green as a quarterback?
I would definitely.
I don't think that'd be a clash of the co-hosts. I think we pretty much agree on that.
No, we would agree on that. I mean, in his early 40s, I think Trent Green, I would bring him in right now. Great guy. And
the only reason I wouldn't bring him in is because I don't want to get him hurt.
well, true. And
Too great a guy.
we
too
got him
classy,
hurt
too
once.
nice a guy.
Yeah, very true.
Especially since we're playing the Bengals, and that's where he got devastated the first time. So.
Guys, we're going to be talking NFL, talking Chiefs and Bengals tomorrow after the game, so be sure to hit us up on all of our social networks. You know how to find us. Just Google the Outsiders Podcast. We'll pop up somewhere, and you can't get away from us. We are here to stay. Thank you.
You can catch all our videos on YouTube. Just type in the Outsiders Podcast on YouTube. They're all there. Enjoy. Fill your entire Saturday full.
Chiefs and Bengals, who's ready? Who day?